Hey guys, Kyle the Death Knight of Anime here, bringing you my review for One Piece episode 831. And I gotta start off right off the bat. Vito is a fucking loudmouth dumbass. Seriously, he basically said that they're going to betray Big Mom in front of the one door that has the ability to. I don't know about listen in, but definitely from the sounds of it, I don't think it was listening in because it doesn't have ears, but it looks like it definitely could read lips for sure. And yeah, Vito saying all that in front of the one door that actually has a conscience. Yeah, not a good idea. In fact, I can't even tell you guys how hard I face palmed at that scene. Like it's actually kind of incredible. It's like Vito in that one forgot that the homies are Big Mom's eyes and ears all across Whole Cake Island. Like really, bro, really, you couldn't keep your fucking mouth. You can keep that big tongue in your big mouth or something and shut it. Seriously, like in fact, you should actually thank your lucky. In fact, you should thank your lucky ass that Beige covered for you by cutting the doors, by pretty much having his men cut the door off, like cut the door's face off. Like seriously, Vito, your discretion is not your forte, is it? Like, Vito. But yeah. Um, after that, you see that there was actually a lot of padding in between. So, but in the middle of all this padding, there was actually a lot of good scenes, I guess you could say. And one of those good scenes is that we get a setup with the picture of Mother Caramel being brought out, and there are two things to note there. The first is that her attire looks very similar to that of a nun. And if that's the case, then her and Big Mom aren't directly related. But Big Mom does probably see her as the closest thing to an actual mother, which means something happened to Big Mom's actual parents, and I fear what that might have been. But it does play into One Piece's continuing theme of you don't have to be related to be considered family, and but actually even more that even opens up the but even more, that actually even opens up the pots. Opens up my fear of what could have happened to Mother Caramel. Like I don't think she just left or just I don't think she just left Big Mom or just kind of or just like went away. I think something legitimately happened to her, and if it's what I think it is, then oh fuck boy, oh fucking hell. If like I said, I don't want to make any assumptions until we actually see it. But if it is what I think happened, oh boy, that like it's gonna be it's gonna be if it is what I think it is, it's gonna be severely messed up in the case where we have to remember, One Piece is a shonen. So even if they just allude to that possible fact, it's still pretty fucked up, like beyond belief. Like holy crap. And if Toei actually does add, if that does prove to be the case, and Toei actually does add more to that, like actually seeing her, like she's seeing Big Mom do pretty much perform the act of what I think she's gonna do, of what I think happened, then oh boy, that's gonna be gruesome. That's gonna be so fucking gruesome beyond belief. Yeah. Um. But anyway, the second thing we can definitely say take note of in that scene is like okay, considering the is like just pretty much like we there it was very brief, but we definitely see Big Mom praising Mother Caramel a lot, and okay, I really get the feeling there's another side of the story because this is One Piece, and and there's no way that someone that pure other than Luffy exists. Like from pretty much the way Big Mom talks to her Mother Caramel was a saint apparently, and I I'm not I'm not gonna doubt that are good people out there and just bad situations. I mean, hell, look at Robin's backstory. All the archaeologists who looked after her were genuinely good people when she was just fucked over by the government who decided to come in and destroy Ohara. But when something on the surface, it's like with One Piece, when something too good on the surface happens, then it just gets dashed away. And even though Big Mom is pretty much unaware of what happened, I have a feeling that we're about to see that I have a feeling that Mother Caramel wasn't the nice person that she pretty much the Big Mom claims she is. Like I think she does. I think Mother Caramel does probably have a bit of a dark side to her, but we'll just have to wait and see for sure. Um, and like I said, because I don't other than Luffy, I have a hard time believing that there exists in a situation like this. I have a feeling I have a hard time like really trusting that Mother Caramel was really that much of a saint, honestly. But yeah, so Big Mom has the Tamate Box, and she plans to open it after the wedding. That has to be the most blatant setup to tell me that things are not going to go as planned. Because for anyone who doesn't remember, inside the Tamate Box is a bomb. And knowing that, I can see things going a couple different directions from here. The first is that it goes off in Big Mom's face, and in Big Mom's face, causing like causing Beige's whole assassination attempt to basically fall apart, and and that being and with the assassination and with her actually pinning any sort of assassination attempt on the Fishman on Fishman Island, which at that point she'd basically probably destroy them all. Um, or the or the other way I could see this going is that Beige's assassination plan goes off fairly well, but the escape itself isn't so smooth. So the Tamate Box is in one form or another is going to be used as a distraction. That's I'm kind of going more for the latter than the former right now because with this one, the One Piece, with this one, the story kind of seemed the story of this whole one of this whole arc and whatnot. It seems to be going in slightly different directions compared to how a normal arc of One Piece would go. Like again, let's face facts. I don't think Luffy is going to be defeating Big Mom in this arc. I think if anything, I think he might have a better chance of facing Katakuri. But Big Mom, no. So I would be open if things went a little differently this time. Like maybe the assassination plan does go off, doesn't work, but it's still but the Tamate Box is still going to play a part in the escape for sure. Um, also one thing to note in the beginning of in this episode is that the candy elevator is actually kind of melting. So to me, in terms of the escape itself too, that makes me wonder how like I assume the mirrors is going to be part of it. That the candy elevator is kind of melting and whatnot. So that does mean that probably the mirror and brulee and whatnot are kind of key essentials to basically escape at this point. Like they won't be able to escape by the candy elevator, I don't think anymore, unless they grab Pedospedo and force him to make a new candy elevator. But I doubt that'll happen. So yeah, right now it seems like the escape plan is all hinging on Caesar and Brulee for the most part. No, pretty much all of what I've told you guys up to this point, it's all been pretty much set up. That's basically what the majority of this episode was. That it was all set up until the actual climax of seeing the wedding actually start, and most of it was good, but was good like all the stuff I just mentioned. And I think majority of that comes from the fact that all the stuff I just mentioned was for the most part, with a few minor changes here and there, all the stuff I just mentioned was pretty much in the manga. But there were a few. There were also a few anime only scenes of people setting up for the assassination plan, and what I've always and the anime only scenes for the most part of what Toei's added have been pretty good have been pretty good to okay. This is definitely one of those times where it just kind of felt tedious and just kind of dragged things down a bit. And to be fair, there were one or two moments from those scenes I enjoyed, but overall, the anime only scenes did kind of feel rather sluggish or something. Like I didn't hate them, but they did kind of drag the pacing down. And I like how the exchanges between Sanji and Pudding are basically them just trying to fool the other that nothing was wrong, and just them talking with each other was kind of funny when you consider it was just a battle of who's the better actor. With us as the judges trying to figure out who's more skilled at pretty much selling their bullshit. I think me personally, I almost want to give it to Sanji because he had to struggle a lot more in trying to sell his bullshit, but at the same time, you could definitely see him struggling to keep a straight face about it. So, yeah, as much as I hate to tell you, Sanjay, I think putting Scotch Beat is the better actor, dude. Okay, in most scenarios, I think you're pretty good as an actor, Sanji. But when it comes to trying to act bullshit around a woman, yeah, you're pretty much helpless. Like you're not good at keeping us. Your poker face sucks when trying to act around a woman. Now, having said that, the final scene of seeing Sanji basically just with his goofy pervy face on, that scene has me a bit concerned because on one hand we could interpret it as Sanji blowing the whole plan out of the water due to who he is as a character, but on the other hand, it'll be interesting to see where this goes because considering this is the year of Sanji, I can actually kind of see One Piece playing it in a way where Sanji's whole chivalry and his respect for women and whatnot. As weird as it sounds, I can almost see it actually being an asset in this case. Like I almost wonder if at the end of the day he's gonna have some kind of spur of conscience and go, look, you look, or he's actually gonna look at her, like one way or another, Sanji's gonna have a look at her third eye, and it would actually be a shocker if he actually genuinely meant that he loved her. Like that would be a rather interesting turn for this arc, and if that's the case, if that happens, it it really makes me wonder. It would really make me wonder as to Pudding's future in the series, or hell, even what they're gonna do even what they're gonna do in terms of giving her a backstory or whatnot. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I got for this video. If you enjoyed it, like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter and Facebook. Dead Night of Anime, signing off. Later, guys.